when you have determined that what is required for carrying out a particular given number operation is addition, that is when you have known that what is required is addition. The next challenge you may have is that you may not know how to carry out addition. Simple as it appears, it is true that some persons do not know how to carry out addition. By means of interpretation, we should learn how to carry out addition. That takes us to lesson objective number 11. And what is it? How to evaluate addition. Please listen and gain the best you can as I develop this section. In this section number 11, we concentrate on how to evaluate addition. Before now, we learned how to recognize that a particular number operation is addition. In this section, we want to learn how to evaluate addition after we have known that what is required is addition. We say to evaluate addition, we use the principles of primary accounting. This is an effort to help us know what is required to evaluate addition. What do we mean by principles of primary accounting? So what we're saying is that each time we know or determine that what is required is addition, that we carry out addition by going back to principles of primary accounting. Primary accounting. What does that mean? It simply means that we are to reconcile assets with liabilities accordingly. Without wasting time, let us see about 5 examples of addition. And let us, in the process of carrying out addition, bear in mind the principles of primary accounting. The first on the list is 7 plus 2. It appears simple enough. If it had been before now, you would have said that this plus refers to addition. We simply say that this means 7 added to 2. It is true. But before now, you were thinking that this plus is that addition. No. So far, you must have learned that this plus is not a sign of addition in this context. In the meantime, what then is this plus doing here? The next line of action tells us. Let's find out. As you can see, it means plus 7, comma, plus 2. This 7 has plus in front of it, I believe you know. Then this plus is not a sign of addition. Instead, it is a sign of having for these two. This comma shows that the two numbers are separate. This line of action is to help us know exactly what is going on here, that this 7 and this 2 are separate. Then we are going to reconcile them, that is, combine them, and that sense of combination exists in our minds. It does not exist here in writing. I don't think we have to overemphasize the fact that most of the time when plus means addition, that it is not written. Here, plus 7 plus 2. It means I have 7, I have 2. Please, in accounting, if you have no liabilities, what do? And all you have is assets. You add your assets. Therefore, if I have 7 and I have 2 and I'm owing nobody, the result will be equal to what? It is equal to plus 9 or just 9. The next one is 7 minus 2. Also, before now, you could have thought that this means subtract 2 from 7. That is true, but is this a sign of subtraction? Again, the answer is no. What then does it mean? In like manner, let us rewrite this 7 minus 2. so that we know exactly what that minus is doing there. Yes, it means plus 7, comma, minus 2. Of course, we know that this plus 7 came from this, and this minus 2 came from this. So this comma means that these two numbers are separate. The sense of addition exists only in our mind. It simply means I have 7, I'm owing 2. What do? We reconcile. That is, we combine assets with liabilities. If you're owing 2 and you have 7, what do? A debtor must pay from what he has. But if he has nothing, what he will do is to add up his liabilities. And if he is owing nobody, what he should do is to add up his assets. In this case, he's owing 2 and he has 7. So pay up the 2 and check what comes out. So now at the end, what do you think is the result of this operation? Let's find out. That is it. The answer is plus 5 or just 5. I hope you know. You pay 2 from 7. What remains? 5. The 5 that remains, is it what you are still owing or what you now have? Certainly, it is what you have. That is why this 5 here has plus just written before it. At this point, we still have 3 other examples remaining. With these 2 examples done so far, can you predict what the answers to these operations that remain are? Okay, let's do number 3. Minus 7 plus 2. Can you tell what the next line of action will be? In like manner, that is in accordance with what happened in 1 and 2. Can you tell what is going to happen here? I believe you can. Let's do it together. Certainly, it is minus 7, comma, plus 2. Do you agree? Surely you should. What comes next? After we have written minus 7, comma, plus 2, we interpret. It means I'm owing 7, I have 2. Let's reconcile. I have to pay from what I have. I have 2. I will pay from these 2. In fact, I will pay with the entire 2 because what I'm owing is more than what I have. I am owing 7 and I have 2. So after paying 2 to the person I'm owing 7, what happens? Will I have or still owe? Certainly, I will still owe. What will I owe? What I will owe will come here as an answer to this operation. What is it? Let's find out. As you can see, the answer is equal to minus 5. That means at the end, you will still be owing the person 5. All right, 2 are remaining. Briefly, let me wait for you to find out if you can solve the remaining 2. And if you can, then let's solve them together. What are they? Minus 7 plus 7. Okay. Let us write the next line of action here. And there we go. It is minus 7, comma, plus 7. And what does that mean? I'm owing 7. I have 7. What I'm owing is equal to what I have. So what is to be done? Can you tell what the answer will be? Certainly, you can. I believe you can. Because you know we are going to pay from what you have. If you pay 7 from the 7 you have, what is left? Nothing is left. That means at the end, you don't have anything left. And also at the end, you are owing nobody. That means the result of this reconciliation is I have nothing left and I'm owing nobody. In symbol, what is that going to be? I mean, in symbol, how do we write I have nothing, I'm owing nobody? What is it going to be? Let's see. There it comes. It is equal to 0. That is how to write I'm owing nobody, I have nothing. Now the last example here, and that is 5 minus 7 plus 2 plus 9. This is the first of its kind among the 5 examples. Why? Others contain just 2 numbers in the operation, but this contains 4. We can have 5, we can have 6, we can have 10, we can have any number of terms taking part in addition operation. But one thing is sure, this is a pure addition. There is nothing that is going to mix up with addition. Why? Between 5 and 7, we have this alone. Between 7 and 2, this is appearing alone. Between 2 and 9, this appears alone. Therefore, despite the fact that we have 4 terms taking part in this operation, what will take place is pure addition. Now, what do you think is going to appear as the next line of action? Anyway, since this is the first of its kind in the list of 5 examples, what we do is bring up all our assets one side and bring up all our liabilities one side and think about how to reconcile them. Let's see what the next line of action will be. Yes, that is what it thinks. This 5 is plus 5. This 2 is plus 2. This 9 is plus 9. They are our assets. And this minus 7 comes here as our liability. Please, anyone can come anywhere, but it is good for easy process for us to gather all our assets one side and all our liabilities one side. In this case, we have only 7 as our liability. What is next? Add up all our assets. I have 5. I have 2. I have 9. So what do I have? I have 16 and I'm owing 7. How do we put it down? Let's see. Yes, what you're seeing is the next thing we should do is plus 16, comma, minus 7. So we have a total asset of 16 and a liability of 7. I think what happens next is easy enough, according to the pattern of what transpired a short while ago in the former examples. I have 16, I have 7. What is the law? Pay from what you have. I'm going to pay from 16. I'll take 7 out of 16 to pay the person I'm owing 7. And if I do that, what remains? What remains is 9. Is that 9 what I have or what I'm still owing? Certainly, it is what I have. And that's why, the answer will be equal to plus 9. See it. That is plus 9 or just 9. Now try out the following exercise. That is, let's go for a checkpoint. The exercise says evaluate the following addition operations using the principle of primary accounting. Number 1, minus 2 plus 9. Number 2, minus 15 plus 9. Number 3, 2 minus 5. Number 4, 8 plus 5. Number 5, minus 12 plus 12. Number 6, minus 1 plus 7 minus 2 plus 12. Number 7, 2 minus 20 plus 1 minus 1 plus 3. Number 8, minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2. Don't forget that everything here is pure addition, except to disagree. And I'm sure you will not, because we've learned before how to know that what is required in a particular number operation is addition. What if a number operation contains brackets? I mean, addition operation contains brackets, like these three. What do? You can notice that it might be a bit more challenging than the first set of examples we had in addition operations. What has caused this extra challenge? It is because each of them contains brackets. So, how do we go about solving such addition operation that contains brackets? This is how to go about it. It says, to evaluate addition operation that contains brackets, first, remove the brackets before proceeding to obtain the result. What it means is that if you see any number operation in addition that contains brackets, the first the first step you take is to get the brackets off. To get the brackets off does not just mean to remove the bracket. You don't just come here and wipe off the bracket and say you have removed the bracket. So when we say remove, we mean get the bracket off using a mathematically acceptable practice or procedure. Before now, you have learned how to handle brackets, open brackets, and make the numbers in the bracket become a number without the bracket. Perhaps with these three examples, you will remind yourself the process. Let us look at the first one. 5 plus minus 2 minus 5 bracket minus 3. So what do we do next? Please notice how the next line of action condenses or compresses this operation to something that we're going to see. Please watch. It has become 5 minus 2 plus 15. Why? That is, it has compressed to what you're seeing. Notice that this 5 is the same thing as this 5 here. Then this minus 2 is still here. But how did this minus 2 come to be? It is by saying positive of owing to. Recall that whenever plus or minus is written before a bracket with nothing separating them, that plus is not addition. Neither is it having, that it means positive. Therefore, this plus here is not addition, and it is not having. It is positive, so it commands whatever is in the bracket to maintain its status, meaning positive of owing to, which is continue owing to. Because of that, this minus 2 came to be. I hope you're following. Now we know how 5 came to be. We know how minus 2 came to be. What about this plus 15? Let's go back to the operation again. This minus is not a sign of subtraction, and that minus 2 is not a sign of owing. This minus is a sign of negative. If you refer to our last lesson, you will remember that this is not to be called subtraction or owing. It is this that is owing. I just hope you can recall all the things you heard when that section was invoked. Now, we have it that minus 5 is written just before this bracket. That minus 5 bracket minus 3 simply means the negative of owing 3 into 5 times. So we first get the value of owing 3 into 5 times. That will be owing 15. Then negative of owing 15 is having 15. How do we write having 15? It is plus 15. I hope you now know how this operation became this one. Now, what happens next? 5 minus 2 plus 15 must now be added. 5 minus 2 plus 15 are separate numbers, so they will now be added. Watch out what happens next. Watch out for what happens next. Like before, we said that this 5 is having 5. This minus 2 is owing 2. This plus 15 is having 15. Here, each of them is made separate from the other by means of brackets. As before, what do? We get our assets together and get our liability together and reconcile. Please, how many are our assets? 5 and 15. 20 is our asset. And how many is our liability? Just 2. Therefore, having 20 owing 2. What's the answer? Let's see. So the answer is equal to 18. I hope the procedure is very clear to you. Imagine that this procedure was not followed. Check if you would have gotten the correct answer as this 18. Obviously, many beginners would be confused with the process. So far, the answer is plus 18 or just 18. Now, look at number 2. Look at this one. Can you do it now? Pause for a while and think if you can do it for yourself. Minus 4 plus bracket minus 1 minus bracket plus 12. What will it be? Like I said earlier, pause for a while and check if you can get the answer without me. Okay, let's do it together. All right, that is the next line of action. Is that what you were thinking? All right, this minus 4, you know where it is coming from. Minus 1, what is it coming from? Minus 12, what is it coming from? Let's see. This minus 4 is this minus 4. Then positive of owing 1 is owing 1. Negative of having 12 is owing 12. Is it clear? Is that clear? It should be clear. So what next? You are owing 4. You are owing 1. You are owing 12. What do? Add what you are owing. So how many are you owing right now? Let's see. There you have it. Minus 4, minus 1, minus 12. So the answer is equal to minus 17. I hope that was clear enough. What about this number 3? Again, pause for a while to check if you can get the answer without me. All right, cross-check your process and your answer with mine. Minus 2 bracket 5 plus 3 bracket minus 1 plus 2 plus 2. Let me tell you what the next line of action is, and you compare it with yours. There we go. Minus 2 bracket 5 is something as saying minus 2 bracket plus 5. So plus is here, but unwritten. So minus 2 bracket 5 means negative of having 5 into 2. Negative of having 5 into 2. Having 5 into 2 is having 10. So negative of it is owing 10. And that is why this minus 10 is here. What about the next one? 3 bracket minus 1 simply means positive of owing 1 into 3 times. Again, positive of owing 1 into 3 times. Owing 1 into 3 is owing 3. So positive of owing 3 should be owing 3. This is why we have this minus 3 here. I hope you're following. They are the only two brackets we have. And afterwards, we add them to these two, plus 2 and plus 2. And that is what brings us to these two other plot 2's, which we have here, plus 2, plus 2. So in all, we have minus 10, minus 3, plus 2, plus 2. What are our assets? Our assets are plus 2 and plus 2. Our liabilities are minus 10 and minus 3. So altogether, we have assets of 4 and liabilities of 13. That will be minus 13 plus 4. That is, I'm owing 13, I have 4. Pay with that 4 you have, and you will still owe 9. This is why the answer is equal to minus 9. Is that what you got? If that is what you got, you are correct, and you are to be commended. Now, check if you can do the following ones all by yourself without my assistance. The checkpoint. Checkpoint says, evaluate the following operations. They are just 3 numbers, 2 plus minus 7 in bracket, plus minus 3 in bracket. Number 2 says minus 2, minus bracket minus 1, plus bracket minus 2, minus bracket plus 5. Number 3 says 3 bracket minus 2, plus 2 bracket minus 5, minus bracket plus 20.